Live back down to the Palm Beach County Courthouse and dip in. Apparently, Dalia Dippolito's attorney is speaking on the steps there. Let's listen.
Process through. If anybody has a question, we'll try to answer it. Might not be able to.
Mr. Claypool, can you say just how the defense is feeling knowing that the jury is taking its time and weighing all the evidence, saw all the videos, and still continue to deliberate for an hour and a half?
We're encouraged by the fact that the jury is taking their job very seriously. They've been very diligent in going through the evidence. They asked for a view back today of all the videos in this case and the audio recordings. So they're doing their job, and we're pleased by that. We just need to see the process through, and I think at this point everybody realizes that there are some jurors that are entrenched in our camp, and there are some jurors entrenched in the state's camp. We'll see if that changes tomorrow morning.
Do you think this might stay a hung jury for the night?
Greg, you want to make a comment? Pardon?
Do you have any concerns with the jury going forward tonight?
Judge Kelly's been fantastic about giving admonitions to the jury each day and imploring to them how important it is to not read any news outlets or be exposed to any media or talk to anybody about the case. We have full faith and confidence that this jury will honor those admonitions and won't be subjected to any undue influence before tomorrow morning.
If it's a hung jury, is it a victory for you folks?
We'd rather not comment right now. It's not a hung jury. We're not going to comment on if it's a hung jury. We're going to wait until tomorrow morning to see. We're all as anxious as everybody else in the community. I think both sides would be lying if they didn't tell you they want to get a verdict. We're not here. We've never been here to get a consolation prize. We'd like to get a not guilty verdict, and right now we don't have that. So we'll have to wait and see if that somehow changes in the morning.
Can you say anything about how Ms. Dippolito is feeling right now? What's her emotional status like?
I mean, we're all confident right now. We know the jurors are back there, fighting on both sides. We have several jurors clearly fighting for Ms. Dippolito, and we're confident about that.
What are your thoughts on the jury asking to see that video evidence again, to see those audio recordings? What do you think that indicates?
Well, I think everybody's initial reaction was adverse toward Ms. Dippolito. Oh, wow, they're going to look at the video, listen to the recordings, and come back with the guilty verdict. But I don't think that's what this jury was doing. I think what they were doing was their job. They view this as a very serious job. They were doing their due diligence. This was a very complicated trial as far as the police misconduct allegations that we made. And they might have wanted to go back and confirm or invalidate some of the pieces of evidence or some of the arguments that I made or Mr. Rosenfeld made or the state made. So I viewed that as they are doing their job, and they want to make sure that they reach the right decision in this case.
Do you think that there's any jurors there who, without a transcript and with the echoey audio in there, are having difficulty hearing what's being said?
It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
I mean, you guys have heard it over and over again, but this is for them to sit and listen to. I mean, do you think that the presentation of the way it's being played in court is optimal for you or for whomever?
It's possible, but I think at the end of the day, we have jurors back there fighting on both sides, and we'll see how the system pans out tomorrow. Hopefully Ms. Dippolito will get the justice she deserves, and she'll be vindicated of these charges.
Anybody else? Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You've been listening to defense attorneys for Dalia Dippolito, including lead defense attorney Brian Claypool, expressing his satisfaction for a job well done so far by the jury, being handed this case around 11 o'clock, spending about 7 hours today deliberating, saying that the jury was doing their job when they were coming back asking for that video evidence again. Happy with the proceedings, confident but very anxious for a verdict.
Dalia Dippolito, first time, was convicted, was set to serve 20 years in prison for allegedly hiring a hitman to kill her husband. Boynton Beach police had a lot of videotape, a lot of audio tape of her allegedly trying to hire that hitman. So this retrial now unearthing many of those facts. Her first defense team had argued it was all a hoax. This defense team has been arguing there were mistakes made allegedly by the Boynton Beach Police Department. And now we heard just moments ago from Judge Kelly and some of our reporters inside the courtroom that a note had been given from those jurors saying we are having some difficulty reaching a verdict in this. As you mentioned, Jay, the judge sent that jury pool home.
Full recap coming up at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. Michelle Casada is standing by at the courthouse as well. Back with more in a moment.